Hello everybody and welcome to bottom tier character Tomozaki-kun. I actually don't think that the kun is in the English version, but I'm going to add it anyway. Anime review episode 1. So yeah, this was weird. I think they went, just to get it quickly out of the way, I think they went a little bit too far with the video game analogy. Like, they went they went too far with it, I think. But it wasn't bad, you know, it's episode 1, it's way too early to make a judgment call. It kind of reminds me, I mean, it reminds everyone of it, but reminds me of Origairu a little bit. Just could see, at least the main character does, Tomozaki. We'll have to see how things progress. And one thing I will say is, episode 1, I can say with certainty that I don't like any of these characters, which is fine. You don't have to like a character to enjoy a show. But man, I look at them, like, not as in they're badly written, as in I don't like you, I wouldn't want to be your friend, that kind of thing. Should we just get into it? I think we should just get into it. Let's have a look and see how everything played out and went down and do this thing. So we begin with the main character Tomozaki, and I thought it was his friend. It's not a friend, he's playing against a popular kid whose name I don't think I wrote down. Shuji, his name is Shuji. They're playing Super Smash Brothers, basically. In this universe, it's called Super Attack Families. I've written Super Attack Families in my notes. Good to know I can't spell. He's playing against him. Shuji, as I said, is like a popular kid at the top echelon of, you know, the school. You know how this goes. And he is Tomozaki. He's like a loner. You know, the start of Origairu, very similar, basically. Tomozaki turns out is actually the best player in Japan at this game. He's a proper pro at it. Popular guy Shuji loses a lot, obviously, because he's against the best. Obviously, he doesn't know he's the best player, but yeah, I'd like to know the circumstances that actually led to them playing together. They mentioned later that it was just like, yeah, he heard I was good, so he asked me to play, and I'm just like, but why though? Why would he stay after school just to play with Tomozaki? I'm sure this is a question that'll be answered, but just initiative, like, but why though? Popular guy, of course, blames. He's like, the character sucks. Screw. The game is bad. And Tomozaki's 100% right here when he says, like, a bad gamer will always blame the game. Like, it's not the game's fault that you suck, unless it is the game's fault, in which case you're allowed to blame the game. If it's like broken, Smash Bros or whatever it was, it's called, Attack Families, at Fam or whatever they call this, not broken. It's a perfectly balanced game. And it's just because Matey Boy's bad. That is it. And Tomozaki gets a little offended. He's like, I'm gonna beat you again. Is like the weakest character, and then you're gonna take back that it's a bad game, you sore loser. And he is a sore loser. You know, why is he getting so heated? He's a popular kid, right? He heard that this dude Tomozaki was good at the game. He's also a loner, and I'm just gonna generalize here. If you're a loner, chances are you have a lot of time to play video games. I was the same. I'm aware. So like, what you're challenging him, you lose, and you're surprised and angry that you lost, even though you knew he was good beforehand, and you could probably infer that, you know, he spends a lot of time, arguably too much, playing this game, but you're still confused that he won. You're an asshole. Everybody in this show is an asshole. like genuinely, not a fan of most of them. But he's Shuji, he's a pretty bad guy. Not a fan of him at all. We then have a big old monologue, which is, you know, this is the part where I was like, oh, I get it. It's like Origairu, and I don't want to keep doing the comparison. I think I'm going to stop after this. But yeah, his whole life is unfair. People are not created equal. I'm not going to go over the whole monologue because it was very long. Life is a crappy game. You know, it's not fair. It's you know, some people get given high tier characters, some people get given low tier characters like me. Those who are the high tier, they can't judge us for doing what we do because they don't understand the struggles. You kind of know you get what he's getting at, basically. It's all pessimistic, nihilistic, very, very much like, I don't want to say emo or edgy, but you know these kind of characters. You know what I'm on about. And hey, some people might even relate to that. That's cool. Maybe I would once upon a time as well, but not the current me, I guess. Later on, he plays a game of Smash Brothers. I forgot what it's called. Family Bashers. I forget. Against No Name. No Name, it turns out, is the second ranked person in Japan, but only behind him. this person, it gets better every time he fights them. And, you know, can never beat him. He's always number one, but they get closer and closer every time. And then after their game, this person, no name, says, hey, let's meet up IRL. It was kind of weird because they were like, hey, you live in this area, right? And I guess maybe they knew because maybe it's like Nat code or something. But it's kind of weird. If I was playing with someone who's like, hey, you live in this general area, right? You want to meet up? I'd be like, how the hell do you know where I live? Are you hacking into my like IP address? How are you doing that? Can you please stop? That's pretty scary. The next day at school, he thinks that everyone would have heard that they played together. Like it's big news. Is that big news that he played a game with the popular kid? Whatever. There's this girl, Hinami, who is basically perfect. They're like, she's got all the best grades. She's best at sports. She's good looking. I'm like, so she's no name, right? Like, he was just going through all the things like, okay, so she's going to be no name because that's just how these things tend to work out. Yeah, I'm just going to say she's the one that asked about him playing against, what's his name? Dickwad, I forgot his name. Shuji, that's the one. And then later on, he's at the meeting point with No Name. Shock horror, right? No Name is actually Hinami. Everybody saw that coming, didn't they? Yeah, of course they did. It's episode 1, though. It doesn't have to be unpredictable in this early stage. She just called him a dead-end loser. I'm like, I thought you were nice. I thought you were going to be stereotypical nice girl number C. But no, you just called him a loser. And then she's like, I respected Nanashi, but the real you, because I thought, we'll get more into it later, but the real you is like a washed up, what was it called? A rock bottom loser. And I'm like, damn, it might even be true, but mince your words a little bit, girl. Like, damn. Like, I almost like how like blunt she is, but at the same time, dang, that hurts, man. She insults his clothes because yeah, they're a bit dirty. You know, have a bit of tact, lady. Be like, hey man, you could have done your hair up or something. Not your hair's stupid. Clean it up, damn it. You know, she was a bit harsh to poor guy. Then she goes to leave, and he says, basically, hey, don't judge us the same. Don't force your values on me. You were given everything easy just because genetics, basically, and I have it rough because look at me. And she's like thinking, oh, that's how you want to play. So you're sour grapes, basically. Basically, he's doing what Matey Boy, again, what's his name? Shuji, that's the guy, was doing earlier. He's bad at the game in this case being real life, and so he's blaming the game. So he's blaming real life that he's not good at it, not successful at it. And he keeps saying, like, if I was born like better, I was born with a better character, better appearance, better whatever, then I'd do fine. And she's like, oh, that's how you want to play. Fine, you come with me. We're going to sort this out. He ends up in her room, and I'm like, damn, episode 1, we're getting to the spicy stuff. No, just kidding, obviously. She shows up and looks, let's call it sloppier. I don't know what else to call it, because she took her makeup off basically, and she's like, look, basically a C, right? Basically pretty average. And he's like, he didn't even recognize her at first. Just to show how the appearance can change based on, you know, artificial things. Shows the difference between expression and posture. Basically, don't sit slouched like I am right now. I have to, because otherwise my head cuts off the top like this. Oh, no, not quite, but the light's not right. What was I saying? Posture and expression. So smile like and sit up straight, and you're more attractive, basically. Which is fair enough, I guess. She's making good points, I promise. She was similar to him before, but she put in effort, you know, every little bit. She's like, you can earn, you can get confident, you can get this. Basically, just try. Is this show just going to try and inspire like loner youths, you know, awkward youths to try and be better? Is that what they're trying to do here? Maybe, who knows? She respected Nanashi because she thought he worked harder than her because he's better than her. So she kind of, I guess, thought he was similar to her but better. But then in real life, you know, he's not even trying at real life, and she's a bit annoyed. She's again, yeah, life seems like it's got no rules. I'm not going to go over the whole speech, just getting to get the Cleef notes out there, because you saw it. I'm going to teach you the rules of life, and you goddamn play it properly this time. No cheat codes. Imagine those cheat codes, that'd be so helpful. Infinite ammo? That's bad cheat code, don't do that one. She actually, what was it he says? He thinks, you know, she's like, if life is a game, where would you rate it? And she's like, a godly game. And he's like, oh, here we go. Basically, he's saying, that if people put life so high, it's because they'd like look down on all other games. But however, she's not like that. She surprises him. She puts Super Smash Brothers, what was it called, Tak Fam, on the same level as real life, and he's like, oh, I guess she's not quite like all the others. She's got a little bit of good taste, I guess. Her saying that, you know, Tak Fam is good. It makes him feel that, hey, his efforts in the game are like been recognized because she's put it at the same level as real life in a weird way. Obviously, it's not exactly comparable if we look at this logically, but in his brain, it's like, hey, everyone else might have thought I was wasting my time, I guess, but this sort of validates what I was doing. In his head, anyway. He says, if life is a god tier game, then the gamer in me wants to give it a go. She's got him round, that's good. Tell me the rules. Create your character, that's the first thing you got to do. And then she says hexactly, which, is that a reference to something? Because I didn't get it. I'm assuming it might be a video game reference or something that's going to be explained later on, but I didn't get it. I didn't get the reference, I'm sorry. They then go talk over food. She's like, smile, basically. He wears a mask. His instructions are wear a mask and smile under it. I don't get why she's going to all this trouble to help him, by the way. Yes, it's because he's Nanashi and the person she respects in the game, but it's a lot of effort. Like, maybe it's just how lazy I am. I'm like, this is a lot of effort for, you know, not much reward. Maybe there'll be more to it that we don't understand yet, but who knows. She's like, yeah, we'll meet at school and go over your tasks for the week, I guess. And then, of course, she wants to exchange friend codes for the Nintendo Switch. And he doesn't understand at first. She's like, idiot, exchange friend codes. He's like, oh yeah, I guess we should probably do that. Which I'm confused as to why they've not done that before. I guess, you know, they've probably talked before, right? Or is that her first message? If that was her first message to him, it was like, hey, you want to meet IRL? And he accepted it. Don't do that. That's stranger danger. If you've known someone for a while and they seem legit, even then, public places. Yeah, I mean, I guess they were in a public place, but I'd still say get to know them better first. I'm in no position to offer up internet life advice. Is that a good way of putting it? Who knows, but he's got his mission and he shall proceed. Later on, he's at home practicing smiling in the mirror, and his sister bullies him, calling him a creepy weirdo, basically, which is a bit harsh, Sister Chan. At school, she goes through his goals, basically. The ultimate goal is to be as satisfied with I am as life, with life, basically. Your goal is to get someone to ask if you have a girlfriend. You know, it happens in anime all the time, but it's like, oh, you seem to be doing yourself up. Have you got a girlfriend? In real life as well, but this is anime we're talking about. You know, okay, it's like, okay, that is hard, but not too hard, I guess. And then his third task, his medium goal, is to have a girlfriend by the end of his third year. I don't know how old he is. I would presume he's a second year, but or by the beginning of his third year, sorry. And he's like, that's impossible. You've made these far too hard. And then his task for today, or was it this week? This week or today, I forget which, is to talk to 3 girls. And he's like, impossible, can't be done. Which, you know, what does qualify as talking? Like, he's talking to you right now. What was your name? Not Hina. What was your name? Oh my God, I found it. It's Hina-me. I was close. You know, do you count as a girl in this situation? Who else is he going to talk to, and why would he talk to them? You know, if he just goes up to random people, is saying hey enough? You haven't explained these rules very well, Hinami-kun. You need to explain things better. You bad teacher. Also, I don't think you have permission to use that room, so they're onto you. He has to do it because she's asking. In his brain, he's like, oh, she looks up, you know, she's the person I respect in the game, so I have to go with what she's going along with. And I'm like, that is some stretched logic, but I appreciate it because we wouldn't have much of a show if the logic wasn't that stretched there. So he's uneasy about it, but he's going to actually go ahead with it. I don't know if this show's going to be like a comedy or like a drama. I presume it'd probably be a drama, but with some funny bits, if that makes sense. Like, there will be comedy, but I don't think the main thing will be comedy. That was where we ended the episode, by the way. I assume next week... I haven't read the source, I should probably say that. I'm going to assume next week it's going to be him nervously trying to talk to girls and then getting creeped out by it, which is, you know, not my idea of entertainment, I'm going to be honest, but they might make it funny. Who knows? Maybe he'll meet a friendly one that's actually a bitch, like this one was. Who knows? Or maybe he'll meet an actually friendly one. Maybe he'll make a friend. Maybe he'll be like, I like video games. Do you like video games? Let's be friends. Who knows? I most certainly don't. interested to see where this is going. I would say the first episode, I mean, I wasn't completely sold on it, but I don't think it's awful. I think it could be good, but we'll have to see. It's still early days, as I said. For right now, though, what was my favourite part of this episode? As I said, an episode that I was pretty meh on overall. It was okay. What was my favourite part, though? Let's have a look. So my favourite part is probably the fact that Hinami turned out to be not a perfect goody two-shoes. I really can't stand perfect characters. You know, even if it's just a small flaw, right? And not like oh, she's clumsy, hee hee, because that's adorable, right? That's not a flaw, that's a plus. You know, I like it when characters actually have, you know, flaws. And Hinami's flaw is she's kind of a bitch. Like, as I said, I don't like Tomozaki's way of thinking, but that's the point. This is the first episode. He has to grow, obviously. What's his name? Shuji was an asshole. Hinami was like, she was spitting some truth at him, but like she was kind of a bitch to him at first. Like later on, you know, she was speaking his language and trying to help him out. That was all right. But then at the beginning, she was just like, not at the beginning, but you know, when they first met up, she was really mean to him. It just, you know, he didn't have to be so brutal. And then I guess it would count his sister as well. His sister just bullied him for smiling, you know? That's not good. We'll have to see though. Obviously, I don't have a favourite character yet, so that's going to have to continue into next week though. For right now though, I will see you next week. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe and stuff, because as I just said, I'll be here every week reviewing every episode of this show. But now, I bid you adieu. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care. And bye, guys.